Since a youngin', now we dreamed of getting rich. Look at me, my nigga, fantasize about a white picket fence. It's the trees, my nigga, used to want a Pathfinder with some tents. That's all I need, my nigga, throw some 20s on that bitch and get it rinsed. But now I see, my nigga, that the world's a lot bigger ever since. Picked up the paper and they say my nigga Eddie caught a body, I'm convinced. Anybody is a killer, all you gotta do is push him to the lips. Fuck being timid in the civic, politicking with the pushers and the pimps. I'm trying to write a story, can I get a glimpse? Hey, can I get a glimpse? Last night I had a bad dream that I was trapped in the city, then I asked, is that really such a bad thing? They robbing niggas on the daily, can you blame a nigga that ain't ever had things?
What's the value of a thing?
Guess not. Last night, they put up on my nigga at the light like, nice watch, run it. Hands in the air now, hands in the air, run it. Hands in the air now, hands in the air, run it. Hands in the air now, hands in the air, hands in the air now, hands in the air. Small town nigga, Hollywood dreams. I know that everything that glitters ain't gold. I know this shit ain't always good as it seems, but tell me till you get it, how could you know? How could you know? How could you know? Listen up, I'm about to go and get rich. Fuck with me, my nigga, we gon' circle around the villa and hit a lick. Got some tree, my nigga, and some powder, bag it up and make a flip. And you gon' see, my nigga, one day we gon' graduate and cop a brick. And that's the key, my nigga, listen up, I'm about to go and get rich. Just stand back and watch if you want to, nigga. Me, I want my pockets fatter, better, bitch. Tired of seeing niggas flaunt, I wanna flaunt too, nigga. Watch for rollers in the fucking Crown Vic. Tryin' lock a nigga up, that's what they won't do, nigga. Wanna know a funny thing about this shit? Even if you let them kill your dream, it'll haunt you, nigga, haunt you. Last night I had a bad dream that I was trapped in the city, then I asked, is that really such a bad thing? I look around like, do you wanna be another nigga that ain't never had things?
What's the value of a thing?
Guess not. Last night, we put up on a nigga at the light like, nice watch, run it. Hands in the air now, hands in the air, run it. Hands in the air now, hands in the air, run it. Hands in the air now, hands in the air, hands in the air now, hands in the air.
Father, forgive me for my childish ways. I look outside and all the clouds are gray. I need your hands to take me miles away. Your wish is my command, my command, my command. But before you go, I've got to warn you now. Whatever goes up surely must come down. You'll get your peace, but no peace won't be found. So why just take me, man, take me, man, take me, man. Your wish is my command, my command, my command.
You've seen it with your eyes. I want you surprised. I want you to see what's underneath me. all you need, you're only one. I want you to see what you're missing out on, and how we could have had fun, and how it could have been all yours. The shortest shot in my drawer, just enough to show it off and leave it be wanting more. Yeah, I'm exposed to my core, automatic a digital man, I made a ritual. Yeah, the shortest shot in my drawer, just enough to show it off and leave it be wanting more. Yeah, I'm leaving be wanting more. Automatic a digital man, I made a ritual. Yeah. I'm sorry, I promise it'll be gone in the morning. I only posted it so you would see it. I was so deep in my late night feelings, didn't mean it, it's stupid. I chose a song you like in case you saw it. When I posted it, that's all I wanted. I'm not sure on that phone in your pocket, I'll delete it. The shortest shot in my drawer, just enough to show it off and leave it be wanting more. Yeah, I'm exposed to my core,
Nigga, why you acting like a hoe? Know that I'ma ride for you either way it go. Tell me, girl, why you be stressing me for time? When you tell me you love me, can't you see I'm trying to climb? Then my nigga, why you acting like a bitch? If you scared to take a chance, how the fuck we gon' get rich? Come here, baby, why you always insecure? Hold on tight to a nigga and be sure. Yeah, ain't no way around it no more. I am the greatest. Lot of niggas sat on the throne. I am the latest. I am the bravest. Go toe to toe with the giants. I ain't afraid of you niggas. I'll end up fading you niggas before it's all said and done. This nigga need better son. My Uzi it weighed a ton. I need me a better gun. In fact, I just might need two. Cause niggas say they the one. And I got something to prove. Forgive me, Lord, here they come. Blah. Nigga, why you acting like a hoe? Know that I'ma ride for you either way it go. Tell me, girl, why you be stressing me for time? When you tell me you love me, can't you see I'm trying to climb? Then my nigga, why you acting like a bitch? If you scared to take a chance, how the fuck we gon' get rich? Come here, baby, why you always insecure? Hold on tight to a nigga and be sure. My inhibitions, fighting my intuition. Premature premonition, showing me the demolition of these phony niggas. So ahead of my time, even when I rhyme about the future, I be reminiscing. You want the truth, well come and listen. I'm like that time you bagged a diamond, checked your phone and saw was a number missing. It's fake passes you buy, half of you try, the other half of you fried. Too high to actually fly, one day you have to decide who you gon' be. A scary nigga or a nigga that's gon' rule like me. Keep it true like me, cold you might be. Like the new Ice Cube, meets the new Ice-T. Meets Two Life Crew, meets the new Spike Lee. Meets Bruce like Wayne, meets Bruce like Lee. Meets O2 Lil Wayne, in a new white tee. Meets KD, ain't no nigga that can shoot like me. Blah. Nigga, why you acting like a hoe? Know that I'ma ride for you either way it go. Tell me, girl, why you be stressing me for time? When you tell me you love me, can't you see I'm trying to climb? Then my nigga, why you acting like a bitch? If you scared to take a chance, how the fuck we gon' get rich? Come here, baby, why you always insecure? Hold on tight to a nigga and be sure. Who's the king? Came from the bottom, nigga, with stains on my shirt. What you expected from me? I came from the dirt. Money my motivator, the songs that I sing. Picture a peasant passing from palm to the king. Tell me you still love me, if so then let me go. Will I return or will I burn? Never know. Look in my eyes and see the future, but don't sugarcoat it. Listen, history repeats itself and that's just how it goes. Same way that these rappers always bite each other's flows. Same thing that my nigga Elvis did with rock and roll. Justin Timberlake, Eminem, and Macklemore. While silly niggas argue over who gon' snatch the crown. Look around, my nigga, white people have snatched the sound. This year I probably go to the awards, dapper down. Watch Iggy win the Grammy as I try to crack a smile. I'm just playing, but all good jokes contain true shit. Same rope you climb up on and hang you with, but not Jermaine, my aim too sick. I bang, nigga, I came to bring the pain, my brain too quick. You see how I maneuver this game, I ain't stupid. I recognize that life is a dream, and I dream lucid. And break the change and change minds one verse at a time and claim 2-6. And fuck it, if the shoe fits, who's the king?
We are kings. Kings of ourselves first and foremost. While the people debate who's the king of this rap game, here comes little old Jermaine with every ounce of strength in his veins to snatch the crown from whoever y'all think has it. But rather than place it on his head as soon as he grabs it, poof, boom, pow, it's like magic. With a flash and a bang, the crown disintegrates and falls to the earth from which it came. It's done. Ain't gonna be no more kings. Be wary of any man that claims, because deep down he clings onto the need for power. In reality, he's a coward. Ultimately, he's scared to die. Sometimes so am I. But when
What's up, everybody? Another week in Tradetopia. So cheers, my friends, to another week of building our life here through trading, through self-mastery. I'm hyped. Let's get after it. Let's do something awesome. All we can do is ask to get the best out of ourselves. So we're here, we're alive, right? So gotta be grateful, gotta be blessed. And yeah, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen this week. We're going to be looking into indices. I'll briefly show you guys here what kind of fundamentals we can expect for the week. And it does look like it's not really going to be a crazy one, but I would expect the unexpected this week for the markets. We'll dive into that. So as usual, we'll be diving into indices, metals. We'll be looking at, oil throughout the week, majors if there's something, but, we don't really trade currencies that often in here. And then, we'll briefly scan over stocks and things like that. But yeah, as we're going through these live sessions, as always, grateful to be here for the fast track. I know you guys are starting to get into, deeper into the program for the month. I don't know I think this week you're doing a lot more hands-on trading, or next week. And then, as always, we've got a lot of syndicate members in here. So there's some advanced traders in here. There's some beginners, intermediate traders in here. And then if it's your first time in here, say what up. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're here, if you're pretty new. But yeah, guys, let's get it. I've been doing this for 10 to 11 years now. So let's come from a place of experience. As you guys know, there's no gatekeeping here. I walk you guys through everything that I do. You guys see me execute live. So let's just keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. But I got plenty of you live with me already. So what's up, Seth, Nick, Jeff, Solomon, Amy, buenos dias, good morning. Yo, what's up, Rafa, Brandon, Karen, Mr. Kinder, Patrick, what's up, Joe, salud. Got that good health. So blessed to be here. For sure. Let's see, what time is it? 20. I don't know if the announcement was posted. It doesn't look like it was yet. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me get this. Let them know we're live, All right. Here we go. All right, we're good to go. Let's get it. Okay, so indices a bit active already. What's good? What's good, Corey? Active already. We're seeing since basically 5:15, I believe it was, right around here. So during London, we had a nice little spike up, and then at I think it was 5 a.m., 5:25. So we see a sweep, and this happens with. You'll see it right here, right? This happened with NASDAQ. You saw it happen with Dow. So Dow Jones has this London pump into some of that Tokyo Asian session price action. So you see it go through here as well. And, of course, with S&P. S&P, you see it pump up to this right here. And this was a Friday New York session. We had the last push up before it all dropped. This is a key zone. So this would have been a pretty nice sell right over here. Right there. That would have been pretty clean. But anyway, so we see a lot of this 525 move sweep the highs. So liquidating retail, sellers, and then making its move. So across the board, this does look like an opportunity for us. We've been trading below where liquidity came in here, where money came in. So we've been below this for the last hour. So now it really comes down to, okay, is it going to be S&P? Are we leaning more towards a Dow Jones short, a YM short right here? So I'm going to have an alert set right there for each individual indice. What's up, Evan? What's up, Elon Musk fan? Hey, Elon Musk fan, what's your favorite thing about, what makes you a big Elon Musk fan? Let's see here. All right. So yeah, we have basically the similar setup across the board. Where things are a little different is NQ. So NQ kind of has a couple setups, and I'm curious about this one. So we have a nice sweep here from Friday during New York session. We see a nice little push down. You get kind of a shakeout vibe right here before the continuation. So I do like this move over here. Things start to sell off and take out these lows from like these areas. So get a nice push to the downside. The market during London session here trades above it and honestly stays above for a good 4 hours or so. 5 hours, almost 6. So we trade pretty well above structure over here. And so this looks pretty good. And if we compare this to Dow Jones, S&P, we have the market opens here in 5 minutes, but if we compare this, we already are, this would be getting below Tokyo lows and then, responding. So I like the buy around like here. This is where I'm looking for this move here. A little 2R action. You know what I'm saying? Now, Dow has already traded well below Tokyo lows. It's extremely bearish. Well below Thursday's low. So there's clearly a massive difference in price action here. If we want to zoom out even more, we can see that YM is playing towards where we had structure before and then where we had this last sweep before this huge continuation. So if we're going to zoom out, this is kind of where we're trading, how we're comparing to one another. This move here, for example, Dow trading down to here would be August 4th price action. August 3rd, August 4th price action. And Q is nowhere near this. So we can really treat this, in my opinion, we can treat these pretty separately, pretty individually. But at the moment, it just looks like NQ is having a much better time maintaining bullish price action while Dow is still a bit more bearish. So I like the NQ buys. I'm with that as well. So we'll kind of see how we work our way over to here. As of right now, I'm leaning more towards Dow YM here being the better selling opportunity, and Q being the better buying opportunity. So that's where I'm at right now. And then for sells, looking like it would be something like this over here for shorts. So within this imbalance, this looks like a good place for sells for Dow here. And then exits, right now, I mean, I'm down to trade this. So we'll kind of see how we get there. But these are the two ideas I'm looking at mainly. NQ, Dow. If we want to roll over into where are we with metals? Silver had been pushing up and up and up, especially as the week started. We saw Friday left with a nice spike down before the continuation. So we have this marked up from last week. That silver sell-off before the rally. And we also had a gold marked up. So right now, gold had this nice push up here on August 12th. I don't remember if this was just during Asian session, but we see a nice little push to the upside. This takes out some key highs, and then it works its way down to here. It gets below this structure, but doesn't break the higher time frame structure, so we kind of come right back in. So I would look to sell in here within the range, like take profit within. So we do have the high here from gold, August 12th, and it's at about 50-something% pullback here. Whereas silver, that same high happens over here. And we basically already traded into this. So I do expect silver to break above these highs at some point. The way I would like to see that gold sell, so the way I'd like to see this gold sell would be to have silver take out these highs first and then have gold trade into this point of interest. So that's what we have so far. Gold's the one that I'm kind of like the least in a rush with. So we'll come back to this. Right now, New York Open is about to go down. And I just want you guys to be able to see this here. So let's see how the market opens. And of course, I have to sneeze as usual. I got to get that one sneeze out. So does that mean the market's going to dump? Probably. We know this is the law. Okay. So aggressive movement off the rip on the open. We see Dow pumps 100 points to the upside. We have NQ working its way over to here. So, all right, let's take a look here. Let's split screen this bad boy here. Okay, so if we're looking at, this is approaching the pullbacks fast. So let's look at the market here. Dow traded into the 38 to 50% range first. All right. It looks a little slower to me on the way up. All right, so we got this going here. And then NQ looks like it's retracing a little bit more quickly. It's at a 50% pullback, beyond a 50% pullback, while Dow is struggling a bit to work its way into the zone. So it does look like NQ would be invalid for the sell. At the moment, I'm leaning a bit more towards Dow, but we'll kind of see they're both meeting this little move and kind of starting to struggle. So we'll see how this one goes. This could totally flip on us. So, for example, now look at this. Now, Dow is sitting between 38 to 50%, while we're having this here at a 38.2 pullback. And then you have S&P that's right here. And you have S&P barely almost sitting at the low. So could it be S&P today that gives us the sell? Yeah, S&P holding it down. So I'm going to have basically where I would want to sell here in front of you guys. So I'm going to have this right here. All three ready to roll just in case. You know, we got to make some quick decision making. These will be here. All right. So ES basically back at the low. NQ below 23.6. And then you have Dow still chilling over here at a 38.2 pullback. So at the moment, S&P has in my opinion, the best chance of playing out here for the sell. Now, what happens if we have, let's say, NQ get into this lower zone first? Like how does this change? I would still take this NQ buy. If we were to go lower, and even though Dow, let's say, maybe wouldn't be the most bearish anymore, the most bullish, I would still take this because they're very independent of one another. So that's kind of how I would approach this. Okay, so NQ coming back to life. S&P, dude, is not having it. This is not having it. It's that we're working our way lower today. So let's go to one screen. It's not as urgent. I think we can shift around here. So ES, what are ES's motives? Where could S&P want to get to? S&P also hasn't traded off of this order block. Tokyo high intact. Yeah, maybe for sure. It could be the motive. Dow still has these Tokyo highs, so could the market want to get there? Absolutely. This is what I'm interested in now. S&P now taking out New York lows and could be trading into where we had this order block here. Right here. Here's where we had the last sell-off before it just liquidated everything. And I've seen these kind of play out pretty independently. So, Dow's chilling over here, doing its own thing. We have NQ that looks like it could mitigate as well soon. So with NQ mitigation and S&P possibly trading into this order block right here. This is that third entry model that I use, not as much, but this is one of those where this enticed sellers one last time before a massive move to the upside. So this is an idea that I would have wanted to take, just didn't quite get there, to be fair. So, we'll see. Let's see how this goes. Okay, we're starting to get a market rally here. NQ starting to work its way. 38.2 pullback just about. Now Dow is struggling a little bit more. It's kind of turning that bearish candle on. It's starting to get down to the low. And then S&P, which seems to be trading more similarly to NQ, is just about here. So it's a wild, wild west this morning over here. We're kind of all over the place. Cool. It's all right. Got to stay in control. Gotta stay cool, calm, and collected. Metals, on the other hand, are chilling. Not too much going on there. And if we want to take a good look at oil, honestly, I don't know about y'all, but I just don't really have much going on here for oil. Just yeah, kind of chilling. We have this sweep here, and then the continuation, but we haven't really gotten above structure super well. So, gonna leave oil kind of on its own for some time. I wanna let it just like make your move. Show us what you really want. Okay, so back to indices. Here's the volatility is here right now. That's just the facts. Volatility is in indices. We're seeing Dow trade within this 100-point range. We saw S&P take quite the push down here to kick things off, getting below this New York low right away. Trading into this imbalance is shy of this order block. So, like I said, I want to see if we get a bounce out of here, if we go one notch lower. That is a higher time frame setup. So I am very curious about this one. This right here. So I'm just open to that regardless. So I'm actually going to set a limit here. So if we end up trading down to here, I'm with it. I'm for it. And we have Dow bouncing right back up again. So we saw Dow trades right below, breaks above for 3 minutes, gets right down to here. Maybe some people traded that. That wasn't enough for me to have the convictions there. And Q pushing lower now. So we had this range. So and Q, we had big sweep, continuation, structure for, what did we see? Just under 6 hours. Now we're starting to break below. Okay. And then S&P also working. Looks like it might be breaking down into this range soon. So on the lookout for that. NQ and Dow are trading very much in opposite directions. So I'm leaning towards still being open to trading for a buy here for NQ. Trading this structure here. See if we get there. When you go to the 1 hour, price does trade here for, like I talked about, 6 hours or so. If we go to the 4 hour, the 4 hour looks a little less enticing, considering these ended up becoming wicks both times. And, but, I mean, wicks are just kind of show you the symbol of the close. It's like, where is time being spent up here? And the market just establishes these highs at least pretty decent. So, I think the structure was good enough for NQ. A lot of indecision. The market, when it moves like this, where you have it kind of luring you up, it's luring in buyers, and then it drops. It starts luring in sellers, and then it comes up. It creates a really divided market. There's a lot of bears and a lot of bulls. People start making conclusive decisions. I totally just spilled over here. So I think we'll see. I think we'll see some big moves today. So just gotta let the market cook a little bit here. Let the market cook. It's Monday, you know. So while we get a bit more decisiveness, and let me do this here. Make sure I have my sound on, so I don't miss anything. Now, what can we expect from the week? So let's refresh this real quick. So this week we have CPI that went down for CAD. So CAD had some volatility to kick off the week. Take a look at that right over here. Nothing really crazy, to be fair. Just a quick little spike up, and that's really it. So market continuing to work its way up. There is this big push that happened here on May 28th. So could the market want to sell from here? Maybe. I'm not going to dive into that right now. Tomorrow we have some GBP news. So no dollar news going into Wednesday. Wednesday we have FOMC meeting minutes. This is the recap of FOMC basically. Personally, I downgrade this from red to orange. Just that's like a personal. Then you have more orange folder news with unemployment claims, which we had a little season where it was red folder worthy. I'd say not so much anymore. So realistically, we don't really have a strong red folder news. However, we do have our, our buddy the Don, and he's an unpredictable man, so he can just say anything and get the market shaken over here. So I expect the unexpected this week. That is definitely where I stand. And will we get further updates with Strait of Hormuz? Probably. More than likely, that's I think where things are going to come from. Seth brings up here a good point that there are earnings from some of the big retail players, so that's always fun. If we want to look at the big players in the markets and how that really influences what happens in the market, when you have earnings from especially these like top 10, right? Yeah, things can definitely start to shake up. You get some nice end of day price action. So like Walmart, just under $1 trillion market cap, that has earnings here this week. I see you said Home Depot. So I don't know where Home Depot is in here. Top 50. Okay, yeah, big player. So yeah, some of these having earnings, obviously this is going to be a massive difference here. But we can expect that. So those are really the big things for now. I would say don't count on, just because there's no news doesn't mean that we won't get a lot happening here. So stay vigilant, my friends. Stay vigilant here. All right, S&P seems to be getting closer and closer to this area where I want this buy here. Dow is kind of creeping its way up to this zone. Like Brandon Kinder here mentioned, this has Tokyo highs it can still clear out. So I wouldn't rush to sell Dow by any means. Yeah, I would keep my I'm going to focus on the higher time frames over everything else right now. So here's S&P working its way down. Just missed my limit here. Just missed my limit for now. NQ here. I feel like we're going to get NQ working its way lower as well. So I think that can trigger still. NQ trading into a bit deeper into the gap. I don't think this is giving us quite the shakeout yet. Broke below these lows, came up and right back down. Yeah, I think we're going to keep going a little bit lower here with NQ as well. Yeah, so let's see if individually this order block play wants to set up. It already traded into the area. So for all I know, that's all it was going to be. And then I missed it by 0.75 points. Could run from here. We'll see. That would be pretty tragic. Not going to lie. Would be a bummer. What do you guys think? Do I get triggered in? Or is it just GG's for me? And also, we got to remember, okay, when do we know that it has reversed? And, you got to just let it go, delete it. So the drop here, that big sell-off from the other week, was about 9 points. So if this thing rips right now, 9 points over here, I got to call it. I got to delete it and just be sad over here. Oh, no. Sad, I mean, be totally unbothered and won and feel nothing, right, guys? All right. Dow playing into the open. So first to get to the zone. And it looks like S&P is... you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. I think I missed... Actually, I missed by half a point. All right, so on the bright side, hey, order block setup once again. Whatever, I got to figure out what I'm going to call this thing. But, yeah, this thing just moving really nice. So I want to see what it looks like here, how I measured this over here on ES, the more precise version. Looks like 8.5-ish. Right now. I mean, it's damn near. Yeah, this is it. So, got to take the screenshot for documentation purposes. Boom. Mitigation. All right. So it continues. All right. Got to manually log this bad boy. All right. Yes. Long missed entry. Here is the link. Is this? Hold on. Sorry, guys, 1 second. Pulling this up over here. All right. So, if you don't already do this, I would recommend you to start. And I'll say this, guys, you're gonna want to, when you're missing like your missed entries, track those. Right? Track your missed entries, because these are the ones that give you a lot of context still. Like, they're still really useful to you, because it might eventually show you how you should adjust your entries, split entries, things like that. So it still gives you value. Now, what can we learn from this? Well, first, before we talk about learning, let's see where are we with the market in general? Like, where's everything? So we have Dow rejecting, starting to mitigate, it looks like here. So we got this going on. So rejecting off of the order block first. Cool. And Q starting to is still pushing, so hasn't gotten into the zone yet. Still at like a 50, 38 to 50% retracement. Okay. While Dow traded into the zone, and aggressively just started to melt off of here. But however, it did trade off this here first. S&P is kind of in between things here. So NQ and ES for sure haven't made their way back over here yet. Maybe it is something here. And this could totally switch over. So, for example, we might see NQ work its way up to here. It finally makes its way into, this selling zone. And at this point, it might be the case where Dow is still way behind again. So it's interesting. What really is curious is, does Dow reject the order block? Like these these buys here before it started to break below. Is that why we're getting this big reversal? Or did it play off of this bigger, obviously what sweeps some of these highs, etc.? So what is it? Let's delete this limit here before I forget. But good rejection, right? This played about 1 hour. All right, cool. And then this did its thing. Yes, lagging, earnings, good call out. Cool. Yeah. Did anyone end up taking... Has anyone in anything yet? You guys take any trades yet? Anyone take anything anywhere? Let me know. Let's see. Metals cruising. Anyone take a gold buy? I didn't really see... I don't know how. I didn't really see this, but it was kind of there. We see this push down here, right? Tokyo low takes out some of this liquidity, gets up and back down. Very, very mid structure here. But it looks like it just mitigated right there. Caught a buy on NQ before bed. Nice. And an ES sell from 5, set a limit. Oh, nice. Why are you looking to take profit on this ESL? Or did you already take profit on this? Were you trading this one? Isaiah? ZA? I was in love with the higher highs for gold. Yeah, cool. So that's how I see it too. Like these higher highs were not the best. Not the best. So definitely held above here, but struggled with these highs. So either way, beautiful. Playing out nicely. In that buy. All right, so good enough for Juan. Juan said, dude, I'm him. Don't even trip. Don't even trip, dog. So it did, the structure held pretty well above at least this high. So off it goes, man. This thing is ripping. I wonder, are we going to get this? Will we get a sell over here? Gold with a lot more momentum now than silver. I'll tell you that much. At break even. Where was your entry? Look at where the market has been ripping from. I would have my take profit like at least at 44, 42.5 at least. Because the way I look at things is, for example, let's say the trade was like, I don't know, somewhere over here. And like you're running profit here, let's say. So would you want to give 2R back on a trade like that? Like that doesn't seem like it's the case. Like I wouldn't want to do that, you know? But yeah, good trade. Looks like you probably just take profit. Sick, dude. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, gold on a mission right now. Yo. All right. Just TP'd. Beautiful. Dude, awesome. Hell yeah. So definitely on the lookout for silver. I want to see the market start to clear some of this. If silver can clear a lot of the liquidity over here, then this gold trade, I'm more open to that gold sell over here. So I'm going to wait that one out. All right. S&P still kind of chilling. Dow sitting down here. NQ. Yeah. So just price action right now. It's just I just gotta wait it out, to be fair. Yeah. Last week's price action was just nothing conclusive. That's just a big thing. It's just nothing conclusive. And you're better off just waiting for your shot. That's it. If you get too impatient, you're going to end up making mistakes or being in trades that you know you really shouldn't be in. So this is a true practice of self-mastery, my friends. Okay. Well, while that keeps moving along, let's see. What are stocks doing right now? SpaceX almost back at the open, dude. Look at this. From 105 to 150, 40% in what, like a day? 2 days? All right, am I tripping? No, it took about a week. 8 days. That's pretty gnarly right there. I'm not gonna lie. Tuesday, you got the break above, held for the session. Then a gap lower. I wasn't looking at this, which is a bummer. That was a personal mistake here. But more than likely this trades back under 124. I think we see SpaceX trading under 120 again in the near future. And then at that point, I'd be willing to let this thing kind of rip. Yeah. Now we're starting to get signs. Here you had a lot of, for example, money comes in, pushes to 168 one last time. So I do think we'll get a reversal around here, another mitigation. So see this thing drop back. This thing goes above 156. I do think we're going to start seeing another sell-off. So keep that in mind there. Let's see. Beyond basically recalibrated after the stock split. Most of the market not doing well today. Webull up another 1.5% today. Let's see. Where was this? I remember we got a notification early on. Here we go. Whirl. We talked about Whirlpool, right? And this being able to, if you like this company for whatever reason, this is trading back to 2009 levels. So that is quite the pullback, my friends, especially when you start trading below COVID levels. and these huge moments. So the market reacted out of here in the past, this was about a $17 drop, and right now we haven't really seen it. So for those of you that are in the option side of things, I do think this is still a valid trade. So what I'm curious about is whether this is going to stay. I think this might break this low though. So, but the thing is, like, if you are doing options, you don't have to be perfect. And obviously you just know how much you want to put at risk here, because it's not about how deep in the drawdown you really get to. It's just by the time it expires or before, are you up what you want to be up. So I think I might take a small, like a initial stab at this, and then I'll have some ammo if it get below this, and then let this thing go. But easily, I think this thing can go hit 70 and change again, 72, 73 minimum. So with a multi-month squeeze like this, multi-squeezes, yeah, I think we see a big pump here. Congratulations, everyone. What are we congratulating? But you know what? Yeah, congratulations, everyone. Congrats on being here, just existing, being alive. Hopefully you're living and not just existing. That's definitely preferred. But yeah, that's how I'll go about this. In the future, I do want to go through the step-by-step process of choosing, like, how to choose expiration and like how to figure all those details out. And so maybe that's something that we do sometime in the future. I'm sure like a lot of you have been wanting to kind of get into it, so that would probably help. Oh, okay, so that would have triggered me in this drop that we just got right now. So that would have triggered me in, but this already did its thing. So my rules are to delete my limit if we get basically the equal and opposite reaction from the initial move. So do I have any regrets for deleting my limit here? No. The wheel strategy and options, I don't know what that is. To be fair, I haven't learned from anybody how to do options. I've kind of just like ventured on my own. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know any other. Like I'm very much like I've been doing 11 years day trading, but options I'm not gonna say I know very much. That was at 9:04. Okay. Yeah, metals kicking things off now. Here's something interesting, and I think our gold trade will work for the sell. Silver is still pushing here. Still pushing. Looks like it wants to take out these London highs soon. And then gold had that initial like really big move, and then it kind of just came right back down. So when this was being formed, I was like, oh, you know what? Gold might have too much momentum. I might not take this. Silver's kind of lagging behind. But now, after gold took that London high, it's kind of phased out a little bit, and now silver's got the big mo. So, sweet. Learn from Patrick. Yeah, I've heard Patrick's a savage. I've heard he's an absolute unit when it comes to options. I believe on the put side, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's like a whole bunch of ways in which there's like a lot of ways to make money instead of versus just predicting like, oh, like I think it's gonna go up, you know. I think there's a lot of weird ways of making money with options trading. So it's like a whole rabbit hole in itself, which is sweet. Can confirm. There you go. He sells the orders to the buyers. Cool. Yeah, exactly. Selling CSP and covered calls. Totally. That sounds cool. From my understanding, it's like, I think his thing from someone, I think it was Junior, it was like he has a super high win rate, but like if you were to lose though, you do lose quite a bit. So I think that's kind of how I understood. It's like a negative risk reward, but the win rate is like extremely high. But hey, yeah, I mean, shit. If y'all want to go learn options, seems like that's the guy. Or whatever, if you want to learn whatever he's doing. Multiple 5 figures to do that stuff. Okay, so, you know, maybe not for everybody. Maybe that strategy is not necessarily for everybody. Yet, right? Yet. Bitcoin with a pretty sweet, nice little push down to here. Anyone catch this mitigation on Bitcoin? I didn't really see this until later, but it was a nice little push down here before the rally. This was quite a move here. I feel like Rafa, I know you're always on top of Bitcoin price action, so this looks pretty sweet. I wonder if we end up getting above 64K here soon and staying above, and what happens from there. All right, NQ going lower. All right, guys, lock in here. NQ getting into this area, working its way down. Dow back up again, so these are still moving in opposite directions. Meanwhile, S&P undecided. Okay, so I'm going to set my limit here with NQ for the buy. We haven't gotten a big enough reversal here for this to be worth, now this reaction here was minimal. We need a much bigger move to, at least for me to say, okay, you know, it's kind of over now. So NQ buy is still valid in my opinion. Traded right below the Tokyo lows. That was the sweep in here. If we do get a massive reversal out of here, then, you know, I got to accept it as well. So, but we would need about 140 point, just under 140 point reaction. So we would be trading basically back into this zone from here. If that does happen, shit, it is what it is. Oil, I feel like oil's going to have a massive spike up. There's a little zone right here on oil. Right here. Like, I can't not see it, but there's this little, like, 1 minute poke right there. Goes from, like, 83.68 to 83.90. And that clears out some liquidity before working its way down. And this over here looks interesting to me. So that would be the aftermath of a massive liquidity sweep and then trading into basically the high before it crashed. So I'm definitely open to selling over here. But when exactly? Well, I don't know. You guys notice why did Forex Factory kind of change the way they set up their calendar? We lost the page where we had commodity. We had like metals and energy and all that. Unless it's somewhere else, but kind of lame. Kind of lame. Why would they do that? All right, NQ, after taking out that Tokyo low, it looks like it's having a decent reversal so far. Not enough for entries or anything like that. Not enough to delete my limit yet. This would have to push another like 90 points. So just holding off here. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for y'all today in terms of analysis. Wait for your spots. If you trade, amazing. If you don't, amazing. Keep it cool. Right now, remember, the week is young. The week is young. If you're going to get, prop accounts this week, just, remember when you're setting your goals, like, make them about what you do, not when you get there, okay? I did just get an email that the Lucid daily accounts, 40% off. 40% off on those bad boys. So if y'all want to check those out, if that fits your type of trading, check it out. Code MAGO should work. And otherwise, Tradeify, Lucid, those are my top two for sure, all day, every day. And if props aren't for you, remember, if you do futures and you are going to go make a live account, make sure you're putting in enough so that you're not getting margin called. So I'd say 2.5K will do the trick for you right there. So much love, y'all. As always, it's been a blast. Fast Track, you guys got a session today. Syndicate, I'll be live with y'all tomorrow. And the rest of you, see you guys tomorrow morning and in the school community. So much love. Hasta mañana. Peace out, guys.